Welcome to Dollhouse project number 8 with our assistant Lucy, who keeps running off. In this video, we are going to be starting off with a tour through a couple of other dollhouses, and then we'll do some floor stuff. Here is my big yellow dollhouse. It's against the wall, so it's kind of hard to see all the way down it, but it's currently on this table. Actually turns all the way around, but this is what this looks like, and it too is a work in progress. And there are some chips and things along the roof, but I'm not going to fix them. I talked to a friend and she says, you know, you should just really leave the chips and let it look old-fashioned. This doesn't go up there. But this is the back side of my dollhouse. It's really big and it's got all kinds of really cool stuff in it. Right now we have 2 giant stuffed mice, I think, sleeping there. The little bathroom, which I still need to work on. This is the nursery, and it looks kind of messy, but there are lots of toys. I made a lot of the stuff in here. The little blue crate is also full of toys. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with this space. I'm not real sure what to do with it. I had an idea, but the doors on the inside are just in the wrong place. I wish they were further up the wall. Here is a master bedroom. This has Lorelei, the baby, and Mr. Travis in here. And then we have the dining room, and move that. And then we've made a lot of the stuff that's been in here. Some of these pieces I found at a rummage sale, it was for sale, and I just sort of picked them up, and hopefully we'll get the fireplace actually working. This building actually has electrical running through it, but I have to test it. And some of these guys don't have names. We need to name some of these guys. And then here's the ladies' sitting room, and it's really pretty. And they're all just kind of hanging out and looking lovely. And then here's our not quite finished dining room kitchen area. As you can see, I have been shredding at the walls. The blue and yellow looking stuff that goes up, or I guess it's pinkish really, is actually electrical tape that runs through this whole house and connects right here. And I need to order the pieces to try to make it work again. If not, I'm gonna just tear it all out and start all over again. But here's our little dining room. Currently seats 6, but there's a whole lot more than 6 people that live in this house. But this is my personal dollhouse. And you've already met little Austin and his partner. And this is how we've come so far on the coffee shop. I gotta buy hinges because this is actually a little chest that I made. I gotta get hinges to put that together. But we've managed to stock some of his shelves. Got some pretty cool stuff going on there. And here's that shed that we made for him, which still has even more stuff in it. So he's got the outdoor things, some garden tools, and some leftover lumber. And then we filled the inside of it. This has all kinds of stuff in it. Tools and bottles of soap. And over there in the corner, he's got all of his soda and the infamous coffee cup, because we know little Austin, he doesn't function well without that coffee cup. He's got to have it, right? So anyway, this is what we're still working on. This is just one of the other pieces, and it's just kind of really neat to look at. It's like looking inside of a whole new world. But at some point we will finish these. These are all works in progress. And in fact, here's the entire table. And this is at my house on the work table here. But it's really awesome. If you took note of the floor in little Austin's coffee shop and in his shed, all those were these coffee stir sticks. That's what they look like, just ordinary little stir sticks and some stain. And I've got like several colors of stain. But I'm gonna go ahead and stain up a bunch of sticks for the floor, or at least one of the floors in the red roofed house. And I have also ordered some shingles, or as I've been informed, they are shakes, for the roof of that, because getting all that red paint out, it's not going to happen. So we're going to have to just smooth it down as much as we can, and then we're just going to cover it in shingles, and it's going to look really pretty. And we're going to do the best we can with it. But that's what I think I'm going to do today. So this is kind of cool. Let me just grab one of these. Kind of gives you an idea of what that's going to look like. Sort of a golden sort of color. It's really pretty. That's really thick on there, but it's a really neat color. And so we're going to be using that. And I got about 100 and something of them to go, if not more. This is the first round of the sticks that I painted to make the floorboard with. And I don't know why, but it's not showing up as golden as they actually are. But that is the actual color of the original stir stick before they got painted. I laid these down in the dollhouse and they're just, something's missing. I need to mess with this for a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, so I did a little bit of a test to see about space and enough and color, and I put them all down and it didn't seem right to me. But last night I saw a floor done with these. This is a dark color. I just got done staining all these, so they're really wet and goopy and I'm all stained up. But this is called, what's this one? Let me turn that around. English chestnut. But it came out a little darker, but it's fine. I think they'll dry and it's going to be nice. But I saw a floor pattern made out of these that I think is going to work better than what I was thinking, but it's going to take a lot more work. Yeah, so I'm going to insert a picture of that in here and you can see what that floor pattern looks like. But I didn't like the just all one color. I laid them all on there. I'm like, oh, what does this look like? And it just didn't look right to me. So I found a different one, and these are going to take quite a while to dry. So this is the little floor pattern that I was talking about. It took me about, I don't know, 15 minutes to sort through it, and I did each little piece one at a time, but it's just really neat looking. I don't know. But this was the pattern I was thinking about. You could always go back and look at the floor pattern on little Austin's bakery and in his little shed. And that was actually done with 3 different colors of sticks. This is just 2. But I don't know. Tell me what you think. This would take a lot longer to do. It's a lot more tedious. But I saw this on something else last night. So I thought, man, I really, really like that. I guess we'll see. Here we have the maid, who is actually the head housekeeper of the big yellow house. And we have Oliver, who is actually Oliver Twist, and he's our time traveling little Oliver. And then we have little Jordan, who also isn't from the Victorian era, and she too is our little time traveler. And they are trying to decide what they think should be done with this floor, because this is the floor that we're talking about. So they're trying to decide what kind of floor they want to have and all the things that they want to do. And we still have no idea what this building's even going to be. Whilst up here on the top floor, we have little Austin, who is, of course, in charge of all things building. And then the butler, who's trying to decide how much of a mess can be prevented. Hopefully they're not having a disagreement, but they're trying to decide, what do we do with all this stuff? And what room do we put it in? And what do we do with this house? So we have the head housekeeper and the butler coming to try to make final decisions on what should happen in a house that they don't even live in. But the kids are having a good time. I'll see you on the next.